everyone! Happy Wednesday! Welcome to Model Behavior with me, your host, Jessa Blackthorne. I hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday and that you are all doing great. I have a really great show for you today. It's going to be super fun and I think that you're really going to enjoy it. So today what we're doing something a little bit different. If you tune in to Much Ado About Gaming, you kind of know what's going on because I did this last week. So what we're doing is we're doing a WizKids Fall update for each of our RPG product lines. So today's show is going to be specifically focused on D&D items. So this is not comprehensive. This is not everything that's coming out in the next couple months. However, this is some of the highlights of what's coming so that you can kind of know what to look forward to, because we do have some pretty cool stuff coming out. And so I want to do a show focusing on those things. So we are going to talk a little bit about what's coming in the D&D realm. As a reminder, this is a show about RPG products. I can't answer questions about any of our other product lines. If you do have questions about our other product lines, feel free to reach out to WizKids on social media, or just generally keep an eye on our social media, because that's the best place for you to find out what is coming, what's coming out, and definitely want to keep an eye on the WizKids social media. We are WizKids Games on Instagram and Twitter. We are WizKids on Facebook. So keep an eye there, and that's going to be the place to go for that. But without further ado, let's get things started with our WizKids Fall D&D update. So first up in our WizKids Fall D&D update, what we have is our October items. Now, the way we're kind of going to do this is I'm going to go through each month and I'm going to talk about some of the things that are coming out. So, like I said, it's not everything. This is highlights, because if I tried to talk about everything that was coming out, we would be here all day. So we're going to just do some of the highlights of what's coming in the next couple months. So October is really cool. We got some really great releases. And actually, most of these are already out, which is really exciting. So we have the Kobold Warband, which you see next to me right now. That is out as of October 6th, so it's already out. It's already in stores. It is 8 different kobolds in a variety of different poses for encounters, and it's $44.99 for the set. So they're 8 fully painted kobold monsters for you to use in your campaigns, maybe as enemies. You could use it as your character if you want. Anything you want, you could do. And it comes with 8 different ones. So there's a nice amount of variety there, and they're painted beautifully. They look great. Next up, we have the D&D Battle Mats, which are also out as of October 13th. So they just came out last week. And they are 4 different battle mats. They're $59.99. And they're kind of like a felt-like surface. And they have a textured latex backing, and they're pretty big. I forget the exact number for the size. I meant to check that and I forgot. But it's a really nice mat. It's got like a felt-like surface and a textured latex backing, so it won't slide around on the table, which is really nice. And it comes in 4 different styles. You can see that on the screen now. The different environments are tundra, forest, grasslands, and ocean. So it's a nice wide variety of settings for you to use. And if you have all 4, I feel like you're set for any campaign, no matter where your party goes. So I really like them. Like I said, they're out now. They're $59.99. They were actually one of the first things we covered on this show. So if you go back to the very first episode of Model Behavior, you'll actually see some really nice videos of the mats. And I do talk about the size of the mats there as well. So check that out. And then the other thing we have coming in October that is not out yet, and it comes out on October 27th, is the Wave 7 of our premium pre-painted D&D figures. So what this is you might have seen this before. We took some of our popular player characters from our Nolzur's Marvelous Unpainted Miniatures line, and we decided to produce them as painted miniatures. They cost a little bit more because they are painted, so they are $7.99. But they are great if you like the player characters but don't necessarily want to do the painting, because not everyone's a painter. That's okay. You know, I like painting. I think it's fun. I'm not great at it, so it's nice to have this option. And there are 10 different characters in this wave of the premium miniatures. We've done 6 before, so this is wave 7. And I'm not going to name them all, but you can kind of see some of them next to me. So we have the human barbarian, we have a shifter rogue, we have a warforged fighter, and we have an elf sorcerer, among the other ones that are in this set. We also covered these early on in the show. It might have been the first or second episode. I can't remember which. But you can check them out too, and you'll see some really nice detailed photos of them, and I put them on a rotating device so that you can kind of see them from all sides. So that is October. We're really excited, and like I said, the premium miniatures come out on October 27th. So that is today, 2 weeks from today. I am really terrible at math. No, a week from today. Oh God, is the 27th? I'm sorry. My birthday is October 29th, so I'm excited for my birthday, but I also didn't realize it's a week away, and that's scary. But anyway, you know what's not scary? The premium painted D&D miniatures, so check that out. I should mention that although I do the format of this show like it is a live stream, the show is pre-recorded. I prefer the live stream feeling format, so that's kind of why I talk this way. But if you do have any questions, I won't be able to answer them verbally. However, I can answer them in the chat. So I'm hanging out in the chat now. I'm probably going to say something to point out that I'm in the chat now. So if you have any questions, you can ask them in the chat, and I will be happy to answer them to the best of my abilities. Now let's move on to the November releases. Just 1 second. November releases. Awesome. So November's got a lot of really exciting stuff that people are very excited about. So I'm going to talk about the D&D Funny last. I know they're first in the list, but there's a reason I'm going to talk about them last, which you will see shortly. So first up, what we're going to talk about is the Yawning Portal. Now, the Yawning Portal has been highly anticipated. We announced it a while ago, but due to everything with the pandemic and the logistics situation and wanting to make sure it was exactly perfect, it got pushed back a while, and now it's finally here. It's coming out on November 10th, which is so exciting. And this, let me tell you, this thing is a beast, but it is gorgeous. So there are 4 separate items that you can get that are part of the larger Yawning Portal umbrella of products. The main Yawning Portal, that's what you see next to me, the Yawning Portal in premium set, is $349.99, and it comes with the main in structure. It's more than 130 pieces. So you're getting a lot of items for that $349.99. And what I think my favorite part of it is that it has the actual portal in the inn, and it lights up, and it actually creates a really cool infinity effect. And it has different colored lights, so it shows kind of differently depending on it. You can kind of see it in the photo next to me, but it looks incredible. And it's so cool. So the other items in the Yawning Portal line are approximately $39.99 to $49.99. And if you give me just 1 second, I will actually show you some more pictures of the Yawning Portal, because I really want you guys to see how really incredible this looks. It's absolutely stunning. So cool. I just want to make sure I can find here it is. All right. I'm just going to grab these real fast so you can see them. Hold on. So. All right, so it has to cycle through again. So you'll see it in a minute, but let's talk about the Wild Beyond the Witchlight while we are waiting for it to cycle back to the Yawning Portal photos. The Wild Beyond the Witchlight is, of course, the most recently released Dungeons & Dragons book as of this recording, and it is the Wild Beyond the Witchlight line is amazing. This is part of our Icons of the Realms line of pre-painted miniatures, and there are 6 different items in this special line for the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Plus, there's something new that we're doing this time around, and that is a collector's box. So the collector's box contains everything that's part of the Wild Beyond the Witchlight. It's like it knows I'm talking about Witchlight and just keeps showing Witchlight. Here, really quick, here's the Yawning Portal thing I was talking about. Look at that. It lights up. It's got multiple different colors. It takes AAA batteries, so make sure you get that. It does not come with the batteries, so you'll need those. So definitely pick those up, but it's such a really cool effect. There are more photos that are going to cycle through that you'll see. I'm going to turn off the randomization so it stops going. Oh, that's what happened. Okay, I know what happened. I know exactly what happened. Guys, You know, like I said, the show feels like it's live, and I like that about it. Oh, that's right, my keyboard's not working. My keyboard died immediately before I started recording this show. So I can't even do the pictures that way. So we're going to do them a different way. I was like, why aren't they working? That's why. But in terms of the Wild Beyond the Witchlight, just to kind of talk about it, the collector's box is $749.99, and I know that sounds like a lot, but it does contain every single figure that's part of the Wild Beyond the Witchlight set, plus it has a bonus figure, and that bonus figure is Tasha. So it's almost worth it. You get all of the exclusive promos, so like there's promos that are exclusive to the WizKids online store, there are promos that are exclusive to retail, and the collector's box has everything. Now you can only get the collector's box in on the WizKids online store, so dndmini.com. So that's the only place you can get the Wild Beyond the Witchlight collector's box, but it does have everything in the set. The items in the set, otherwise, if you wanted to buy them separately, there are 6 of them, and again, here are the Better Yawning Portal photos. There are 6 of them, and they range from $29.99 to $159.92, and the $159.92 is the cost of a brick of boosters. So you can buy either the singular booster from your friendly local game store, or you can buy the whole brick. It's up to you, but the collector's box does have everything in it. And we don't have a specific date for Witchlight yet, so we will announce that soon. But it is going to be absolutely worth it, and I'm sure you are looking at these pictures and you're going, Jessa, when are you going to talk about Tiamat? I'm going to talk about Tiamat right now. Now, Gargantuan Tiamat has been something that people have been clamoring for a very long time, and we are so excited to finally be able to bring it to you. She is gorgeous. She is absolutely huge, and we are very, very thrilled that we are finally able to bring this out. Let's jump ahead really quickly because I'm having a computer problem hold on, I really love recording. This is, it's like live theater, and I started doing theater before I kind of started doing this, so for me, this is not a problem, but I understand that, it's something that is challenging sometimes, and mistakes happen, and I'm apparently having all the technical mistakes, but it's still better than when I recorded this same show last week and did not record it with any audio, so at least that didn't happen. But Tiamat, of course, is a complete work of art, and we've got a ton of pre-orders for it. People are so excited about it. We are so excited to bring it to you here. Now, the Tiamat Gargantuan Tiamat figure is huge. She has, I believe, a 12-inch wingspan, which is massive. It's an absolutely massive figure. And not only that, but she has everything's going wrong. She has a really beautiful paint job that really just highlights how gorgeous and how detailed the sculpting on this figure is. The sculpting on the Gargantuan Tiamat is absolutely amazing, and I don't think I can kind of put into words how great it looks. It's something that when you see it, you're going to absolutely fall in love with it, because it's just so well sculpted, so well done. Of course, the Gargantuan Tiamat is $399.99. She is out very, very soon. She's going to be out in November, but we don't have a specific date for her yet. I got her wingspan wrong. I was actually only less than half of the way there. She is 14 inches tall and a wingspan of 28 inches. And we actually took some photos of her on top of the WizKids D&D tower, and she made it look so small by comparison. I remember when we released that tower, we were like, oh my god, this is so big, this is such a large figure. And then Tiamat got here, and we were like, oh, the tower doesn't seem that big anymore. But she's great. So definitely check out Tiamat. Pre-order Gargantuan Tiamat if you haven't. You can pre-order her from your friendly local game store, or you can pre-order her from dndmini.com or any other online retailer of D&D products. You should be able to also pick her up there. Now, next up, another thing that we are releasing in November is what's called a new line. It's a new line. It's called the Idols of the Realms. And what the Idols of the Realms are they are a 2D acrylic set of miniatures. So this is something kind of new and interesting, and it's a really great way to get a lot of figures for a low price because the packs come with a bunch of different figures in them. So they're flat 2D acrylic figures with the character art printed on them, and we're coming out with 7 different sets over 2 dates in November. So on November 3rd, we are coming out with some of the sets. On November 17th, we are coming out with the rest of the sets. November 3rd is mostly Icewind Dale stuff, so stuff that's themed around that adventure. And then on November 17th, we're coming out with stuff that's more of like the Essentials kit. And it's actually really great for Lost Mines of Phandelver. The stuff in the Essentials kit really goes nicely with that adventure. So that's something to bear in mind. Each of the sets are $14.99, and they're really fantastic. I will say, as someone who has handled them quite a bit and used them already in some gameplay, to take the plastic off both sides when you get these, and we'll show these off on the show so I can kind of show you what I mean, but they have plastic on both sides that you're going to want to take off when you get the figure before you try to put them into their little standees. That's just to make sure that they stay perfectly together and they continue to look great on your tabletop so that you can keep using them. So if you're, the price of minis is just a little challenging for you, or you really want just a huge collection of things that you can use on a whim in your campaigns, the Idols of the Realms 2D miniatures are definitely going to be for you. So check those out. Coming out November 3rd and November 17th. And like I said, they're $14.99. And then the last thing we're releasing in November, and again, like I said, this isn't everything. We're releasing a bunch of stuff, but the last thing I'm covering today that we're releasing in November is Dungeon Scrawlers. Now, it's Dungeon Scrawlers Heroes of Undermountain, and this is actually a tabletop game. It is a board game or a strategy game, whatever you want to call it. It is a really fun maze racing game. So if you remember as a kid, like when you would go to a restaurant and they would give you the kids menu, or you were at the doctor's office and you would read those magazines, how they would have like the mazes in them that you could draw your way through. And that's, why they would give you the crayon with the kids menu. So it takes a concept like that and makes it into a strategic experience, but an experience that everyone can enjoy. And it's also competitive. So everyone's trying to race to get through the mazes the fastest. But what's really cool about this is it adds additional challenges to it. So it's not just get through the maze. It's you have to cast spells, you have to go through portals, you have to collect treasure, you have to fight enemies. And so the way you fight enemies, for example, is you have to take your marker and fill them in completely before you can get past them. And it really makes it a lot more fun. It makes it a lot more intriguing and a lot more immersive. So it feels like an adventure every time you play. And players actually each get to pick their own character class, and the character classes have different abilities that help them. So, for example, one character might have an easier time collecting treasure, or the barbarians, for example, only have to fill in a monster's head to defeat them instead of filling the whole thing. Of course, you can't draw over the walls, and you can't lift your marker up the whole time, so you can't start, stop, and then go again. You have to keep the line going. And it's just a lot of fun. It's a great family game, especially, if you have, kids that are maybe not super young kids. It's for ages 10 and up, but kids who are interested in D&D, but you also want something kind of lightweight and quick. This fills that kind of niche. It plays in 15 minutes. It's $24.99, and it comes out on November 17th. I'm going to do an unboxing of the game on Much Ado About Gaming in the next few weeks. It might even be next week. So that way you'll kind of get a chance to see how it plays. But it's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. I played it a couple times already. I really enjoy it, and I keep winning at it, so maybe that's why I enjoy it. No, I'm just kidding. It's a fantastic game. D&D Dungeon Scrawlers, Heroes of Undermountain. really just an A+ experience that I absolutely love. And those are our November releases. Now we're going to move on to our December releases. So for December, I'm only covering a couple things. Oh, wait, no, we have to go back to November because I forgot. We have to talk about the D&D Funny by Kid Robot. Now, I put them first on the list, but I should have put them last. And the reason I said to hold off is because I actually have them right here with me. D&D Funny by Kid Robot. These are super cute plush toys that are of different D&D monsters. So this first set, there's 4 of them, and they're all super, super cute. So I'm going to just kind of show them off one at a time. There are 4 of these, like I just said in the first set. They are $14.99. I think I said that already, but I'm saying it again. They are worth every penny. They're so soft and so squishy, and I love them all. And we have adopted them, and they're great. So this is the Mimic. So you can see it has many eyes. It has that great kind of gaping maw. It even has, this is like really cool. You can kind of feel it. It's not just painted on. It's not like it's like a black piece and then kind of just drawn on there. It actually is 3-dimensional. So it's really cool. This is like a soft satiny kind of material. And that's what the back looks like. And the teeth are also really nicely detailed as well. So this is the Mimic. Then we have the adorable Owlbear. Very fluffy, super soft. I really love this one. I think this one is adorable. It has a lot of detail to it. It has the little wing pieces. Has a fluffy tail. So I really like this. It has we have the Displacer Beast, excuse me, who has fully opposable tentacles on his back. And he's eating a little mouse, poor mouse, but, you know, he's having lunch. And he has a very long tail. Super, super cute. And then, of course, no set of D&D plushies can be complete without a beholder. So we have a beholder as well. He also has opposable tentacles, or eye stalks, I guess, because it's a beholder. They're less opposable, I would say, than the ones on the Displacer Beast, but they still work because they always point forward. So it's very cute. It's almost like a very young beholder. I really like it. I like that it's pink. I like pink. So super, super cute. I really like these. So these are the 4. I'm going to try and hold them all at the same time. Let's see how this goes. These are the 4 plushes in the first wave of D&D Funny by Kid Robot. As you know, last year or earlier this year, I can't remember exactly when, we released a few of these for Magic the Gathering characters, and these are D&D ones. So I really love them. They're super soft, definitely great. If you have, kids that like D&D monsters, I think that they will really like this. If you are like me, an adult that likes plushies, you will also really like this. If you just kind of want them around for fun, or even to use them in your game as a kind of stand-in for the monsters, that's also a fun idea. Whatever you can think of, I'm sure they will be great for that. And they're super soft, super huggable. They're just fantastic. Now we can move on, and they are $14.99. We don't have a date yet for November, but they are coming in November. Now we can move on to December. So let's do that. So December, we have only 3 things that I'm covering today. First up, we have Wave 16 of our line of Nolzur's Marvelous Unpainted Miniatures. Our classic line of figures. Everyone kind of knows us for these miniatures. They have deep cuts for really good, solid painting so that you can really get in there with the detail. They are pre-primed and ready to paint. And they range from $4.99 to $14.99 depending on the size of the figures. So Wave 16 includes 20 different items. So there are 20 different things included in Wave 16. And that includes the Cyclops, the Pentadrone, the Chimera, and more. So there seems to be like a big focus on monsters in this particular wave. So that's really fun to be able to see a lot of these monsters coming to life in these unpainted figures. And then we also have coming out in December the Sawagan Warband. I still don't know if I've pronounced that correctly, but I'm going to hope that I did. So the Sawagan Warband contains 6 different Sawagan items, Sawagan monsters. And it's kind of like the Kobold Warband that I mentioned before, so they're in a mix of different poses. That way you can have kind of epic encounters and battles with them, and they're not just in one type of pose. So you can add a lot of variety, you can use them in different ways. They are $44.99, and we did cover those on this show a few weeks back. So if you want to see kind of those photos, check out the earlier show. It'll be mentioned in the title of the episode. I think actually it's the WizKids Fall Releases. I think that was the name of the episode. So check that out. And it's $44.99 coming in December. And then the last thing we're covering today is the Adult Gold Dragon. It is this beautiful metallic gold dragon. It looks so cool. I really love the paint job on this. It is $99.99. It's coming sometime in December. And what I really like about this, and what's really extra cool about this, is it comes with 2 interchangeable heads. So it looks like it's roaring with this head, but it also has one that's making a fiery breath attack at the player, at the party, at anyone you want them to make the fiery breath attack, and you can swap out the heads. So that kind of adds an extra element of fun, an extra element of utility for the monster, makes it that much more immersive. And it's just so beautifully sculpted, so beautifully painted. Here you can see the fiery breath weapon. But I really love it, and this one is also coming in December, like I said. And that is the Adult Gold Dragon. And that is our D&D Fall 2021 highlights of our upcoming releases and our upcoming release schedule. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll be doing this for our other product lines as well, so keep an eye on WizKids social media to see what I'm covering next week. If you have any questions about anything and you haven't asked in the chat, you can ask WizKids directly on social media. We're WizKids Games on Twitter and Instagram, WizKids on Facebook, or if you want to follow me, I am at @the_Blackthorne. Blackthorne is spelled BLACKTHORNE with an E at the end. And that's where I am on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, and I am Jessa Blackthorne on Facebook. I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you're as excited about these RPG releases as I am. Thank you so much again for tuning in. The Displacer Beast also thanks you. I hope you have a wonderful week, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy. I love you. WizKids loves you. The Funny Plushes love you. Bye, everyone.